Hi everyone, I'm back with a video where I've worked quite a bit on putting it together, and I want to call this video how to put it together, go over the issues I had and then show you how to actually avoid those issues. Some of the parts I will redo so that the next casting or next sections I print will actually make it easier. Some of the modifications that I actually did for this kit, but like I said, in further models it won't be necessary. Okay, so I'm going to work from front to back. Okay, what I've done over here, I've glued on the nose. There is a slight step on the bottom of mine that could be due to shrinkage. I'm not too sure. The behavior of resin, you never know. I mean, things don't always fit together 100%. It has to be worked slightly. But it's quite a solid piece, so there's a lot of front weight on this. Okay, so as you can see, it looks pretty good. Okay, what I'm going to show now is let's go with the landing gear. This bit, which is the front closed landing gear, I had to work the edges down further for it to fit inside the gap. Now if you're going to put it into the gap without working it down, it's going to split your resin where it joined in, where it's glued on. That happened to me with the cockpit, so I'll show you now what I've done to the cockpit to make it work for this one, which should make it, well, I mean, I'll change the cockpit to make it easier for the next ones. So work this down. When this clips in, okay, you find that the bit actually goes in quite easy. Try and make it so it fits tightly in. If you want to keep this bit removable, just glue the back end on. Then it'll basically come up, out, and then you'll have that bit still on. There's a slight gap, as you'll see over here. Okay, that doesn't bother me too much since the model is going to be upright. But if you're going to glue this bit on, you're welcome to fill that up, but try and maintain your the actual seam, because it actually has physical seams on it. Okay. Okay, now to the cockpit. So going front to back, as I said. Okay, what I did on this one was I worked down the top of the console so that the canopy fits over the top of it. Else it's not going to sit flush. Okay, as you see over there. And then I also sanded down the edges, because what happened was when I pulled it out after fitting it, the pressure was on these edges and it split open down the center. Okay, so I've worked down the sides. It's still not done enough. So what I am doing now for my fix, I mean, you can do it if you want as well for safety, is as you slide it in, just squeeze the edges. It won't collapse because of the console that's holding it. Plus on this one, I'm going to rework this bottom bit because it's not sitting flush on the little lugs that I made. Okay, so the couple that I have printed, I'll put strips of styrene plastic in there to fill up the gap, but it glues on pretty well, even though it doesn't sit directly on top of the tub. Okay, so as it slides in, you'll see it gets quite tight. So what I'm doing over here is I'm just squeezing it together, sliding it in. You can slightly widen it if you want. It feels like it's quite tight at the moment. I'm not going to fill it too much, but it does go in. Okay, so once you're in, try not to take it in and out too much unless you want to upgrade the cockpit to the classic one. Okay, right here, that's the cockpit done. Okay, moving back from there, the two pods fit on very well. I did mention before there's a gap over here, so if you're going to glue these on permanently, fill up the gap. If you want to have them come out, you can fill up over there and then sand it down so that it sits flush. For now, I'm going to leave mine as is. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to glue this on or not. What I have decided to do is to glue the wings on to this, which makes it easier, I think, because then your guns are always lined up. Where if the wings are loose, your guns might be skew. And what I found as well, as I move back, I'll show you the wings. Don't sit 100% flush if you push them all the way into the pod, and you're gonna have to adjust them to get the guns lined up. So put this on nice and tight. You see the gap isn't that big. It's a very small gap, like 1 millimeter. Okay, over here as well. Okay, if you want this to sit very, very tight, then and you want this to be loose, by adding your closed flaps in, it actually really tightens it up. And what you can do on this, which I'm going to do, is just make a small groove in this groove so that it looks like it's a section where it separates. Okay, for some reason when they printed it, did not put that groove in there. It is on the original file. So to insert this, all you need to do is just slightly crack it, slide it in, and just push it closed and it should clip in. So reason there. There you go. Okay, clips in. Okay, because it's putting pressure in two directions, this is very, very tight. Okay. Now, since we're on this, move it. If you are going to put on, okay, sorry, let me just move forward again. The front landing gear. If you want to actually have it so it's not hanging loose all the time, I'd recommend gluing a lug onto this, drilling a hole through, and then just so it sticks in through it, but not very long because your cockpit's in the way. So that it actually sits inside and it stays. Else it's going to be just loose all the time. Okay, another option is adding thickness to the edges. Okay, you can use filler for that, and then it just sticks in. Okay. Okay, back to the rear landing gear. What I've done on this one is I've sanded down the edge to make it smooth. So if these are glued in, it'll be easy to install them. By simply just sliding it, and it's because of the groove, because there's no edge, it should just clip in like such. Okay. It's not tight, but it should stay in. Okay, just keep playing it until it goes in. Okay, and this one, the edge does not allow that. Okay, if you're going to have your pods separate, then you do not need to take that off. Just put it on, put it off, stick it in, and it'll stay in. Okay, rightio. Let me further back over here. Let me just remove these. Okay, let me do the show you the engines. Okay, so with the kit you will be getting 2 of these little bits. Okay, straight from the 3D printer. They are made to actually go into this gap. And if you push it down, it clips over the lip. It's a very, very tight fit. So what I recommend, I've done on these, which I've already prepared. Sorry, this one. Is I sanded down the edges, and then I put them in with the pliers, pull them out till it was a fit that wasn't too difficult to get out, and then I put them in basically so it's flush, and then I put 2 blobs of glue on, and I glued the top of the engine bit glue onto it. Left it to dry, and it actually pulled out pretty easily. Okay, and I've marked them right and left. So this is the left hand side, okay, this is the right hand side, and upwards. So that's the best fit for this one. So basically this clips in and it's tight. Okay, now it goes on. And there it is. You can glue it on if you want to. The nice thing is it comes off easy. You can drill a hole through the back put a 5mm or smaller LED, and then with the inner engine, which actually just drops in, you have a gap behind here where the lighting can shine through the edges. Okay, they glue that in. It's slightly wide at the bottom. You can sand it down on the edge if you want. Okay, when you receive these, just sand down the back. It's going to have a couple of lugs on it. Sand it down smooth, and then just once it's painted, you can glue it in. Okay, it fits quite well into the upper engine. Okay, the upper engine is slightly different. So how this works is you'll get a square, which is like this. I'd recommend doing it this way. So when you look at it from the bottom, you actually have an opening and you have more space for this to mount onto. And what I've done is I've sanded down, I think it's 8mm at 0.5mm depth, and that is basically to sit on the edge of the back, so it's level. So this edge, so it sits back. That's the way that the actual construction worked out. So with this bit and these two pieces, once they're glued on tightly, you got this square bit over here, and this with the opening at the bottom will slip in there and it stays. You don't have to glue it in if you do not want it. You can leave it loose to the later stage when you upgrade to lighting, or you can glue it in. Okay, and then this goes on top. Boom. Okay, they all just clip together. Simple. Okay, and that basically goes on top. And as you can see, there's a lip. So that's why this is sanded back slightly. So when that goes in, let's get rid of the step by having its own step. Okay, and that's it for that. I think that's everything. I have showed this over here. These fit in pretty easily. Drop of glue once you've painted it and weathered it. It's a lot easier and just clips in this one as well. Okay, so till the next one. Thanks.